Now the breaking news that will be mentioned tonight is that Tommy Lee Sparta has found himself in more hot water, or he has been plummeted to the ocean floor after it is said that the weapon he was found slinging is also responsible for the dismissal of Roy Fowl and Oney British, and that has been derived at after ballistic tests have proven that the weapon was indeed the one that took the breath away from those two men. So as the case progresses, let's see what will be the result of the additional custodial time if he will not comply and come clean as to where the weapon came from, as in the channel in which it has journeyed to his acquisition. And as many of you may know, Roy Fowl was a Samaritan to many, the benevolent type, a well-known figure throughout the dancehall fraternity, popular among some of the greatest names in dancehall, etc. So let's see how best justice will be served among whosoever is responsible for the subtraction of both men. Now, in tonight's video, I'll be sharing a voice recording of a female, a teacher-soldier couple that is from Portmore St. Catherine, and they are not pleased with the way they were treated at the University Medical Facility of the West Indies after it is alleged that their dead baby was shoved aggressively into their arms by nurse or nurses, etc. for them to bond with the lifeless kid. So please listen carefully, be attentive, and leave a comment and make your opinion counts down in the comment section. But do remember that if you're also new to the channel and it is your first time over here, please I'm asking you to subscribe, plus click the notification bell, and while doing so select option all, so that way you'll be first in line to be notified about each and every activities on our channel. And also remember to give this video a like for YouTube algorithm. Blessings.
On the 23rd of March, I went to the emergency room at UWI because I was accustomed going there for antenatal visit. I was at home, right, and just the nature in me as a woman, I saw some spots and I went there because I was going there as a patient for the antenatal clinic and so forth. While there, it was about after 4 in the afternoon when I was there and I was checked by 4 different doctors. The procedure took from after 4 until about...
What kind of procedure?
For them to see me, to see the doctor. When I saw the first doctor, she checked me, and when she checked me, she said that my cervix was still closed, and she was there doing her notes in, you know, and then she passed me on to a second doctor because apparently she was coming off duty. While she was coming off duty, she handed me over to a second doctor. When she handed me to the second doctor, they did the same check that the first one did, and they said that the cervix was still closed. Then they handed me over to a third doctor. When they handed me over to the third doctor did her check. She didn't say much. Then she handed me over to a fourth doctor. When they handed me to the fourth doctor, this was now after 12 in the night. That would be 12 a.m. They said to me that at this time they realized that my cervix was opening, so they will have to bring me to the theater, but first I'll have to do a COVID test, which they did, and they carried me. The test came back negative, so they proceeded towards the theater to do the surgery. When we went to the theater, they told me that after administering the anesthesia, they told me that the surgery can no longer be done because it is too late.
What kind of surgery?
They wanted to do a cerclage where they sew the cervix and so forth. So after that, and they realized that the procedure cannot be done anymore, they put me to the recovery room so some of the anesthesia can run my body, and they'll put me on the ward. So when they took me to the recovery room, they said that they're going to put me on the ward to monitor me. They didn't say anything else to me. While I was on the ward there, I met a night nurse, and she booked me in where I was there, you know. In the morning, you know, the shift change. When the shift changed, I had 2 other nurses separate from the one that was on the night shift. And just the way how they treated me. For example, one nurse in particular, I was supposed to be using the bed pan to either urinate or the other one, and she said to me that nothing is wrong with you. If you need to go to the bathroom, get up and go to the bathroom. And at that time, I think they got strict instruction from the doctor to see that
Placed on bed rest.
Place me on bed rest. Right. While I was there, I wasn't feeling so well, and I told her to call the doctor. This was from after 4. Each time I told her to call the doctor, they tell me that the doctor coming, because I was feeling some pain I've never felt before, you know. And she came back in the room and she told me that I was having anxiety attack. It's anxiety attack. I started crying now, and I said, imagine you wanna put me inside yourself for dead. No doctor, nobody, and each time I call, you tell me that it's anxiety attack. So after that now, she came back with an injection and told me that the doctor said that I must get this for pain, you know. She gave me the injection on my right foot. While she gave me the injection on my right foot, I started feeling nauseous, as in I wanted to, nausea, vomiting and so forth. And I asked for the bucket to, or some container to vomit. She told me to put my head over the bed and vomit because nothing is wrong with me. At this time, I started feeling like pain in my chest, like my heart, you know, like a sticking pain. And they started asking for the oxygen. When they came in, nothing. They came in with something. This much, I'm not cognizant with the old medical field, but I know that the thing that they put their hand in and to put it on your chest, that has to do with your heart, right? When they came in with that, no life in the battery and so forth. So same time now I told her that I was feeling pressure between my legs. She says anxiety again and tell me to close my legs. My husband was standing in there. And I said to her, look, something is here. So at that point, it seemingly the baby was there from that time, you know, from I'm complaining about and the injection and everything. Same time, another nurse came inside, and the nurse who came inside, she was treating me better. And because at that point, it's like the spirit just come over me and say, open your legs. So when I open my leg, the nurse started crying and say, baby, 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 you know. And they called the doctor. When the doctor came in, they didn't have any kits. I mean, nothing. When I had the baby, they clamped the baby nipple string. Nothing to clamp the afterbirth. And if you're cognizant, if the afterbirth cold inside a woman, it will kill them. You understand? Nothing. No tools, nothing. After that, they took the baby out. They didn't try to give the baby oxygen, nothing, because they were unprepared. You see, when the nurse who I opened my legs when she realized the baby was there, the nurse started crying and she said, why don't you call like they would say, call the ICU unit where they could, you know, at least assist. They didn't, and they took the baby away for about 20 minutes before they come back, and then they bring the dead baby coming in the room and have the audacity to tell me to bond with the dead baby. Oh, inhumane that is, you understand?
And I something about the baby. The baby is a big baby. I'm going to show you the baby.
The big baby,
and them going to say the
when
baby is
when I
young.
started going to the antenatal clinic, they told me that they were using my last menstrual date for expected delivery dates, and because I am a person, I have the irregular menstrual, you understand, they didn't go about to do the right measures to say they were working from the ultrasound and so forth. And because of negligence, I was 21 weeks pregnant. But what I'm saying is that it's not the fact that the child came, is not being prepared. 1, I could have lost my life. 2, the baby lose her life, which is, I can understand, but guess what? What about you didn't try? You didn't try, you understand? And she born with a pulse, and how I am cognizant that the child born with a pulse and she was there is because I heard them talking. But you know, sometimes when they speak and they don't know if you're literate enough to understand them, but I remember them using pulse because I remember when I birthed the baby and everything, I was losing consciousness because the same heart, and while I was there giving the birth, same when I was asking for oxygen, they keep on telling me it's anxiety attack. And to me, just the whole procedure, I can't find words to truly explain the event of what happened, but it's just that I want that, other persons don't go through it, because I could have lose my life.
Here's the process for that now. You see through the whole procedure going on, right? I was the person there throughout everything, and each time I look at a nurse and say, what's happening to my wife? What's going on even with the baby? There was this one nurse who looked for me and tell me the same thing. I was going to say something about, they didn't tell her what was happening to the baby. I said, no, what's happening to my child? The baby come early. So I said, what do you mean the baby come early? Right? The baby come early, and, well, like she said, my wife have baby early. You know? The baby I move on everything.
And when we ask
Nothing
her
at
what
all.
they're going to do with the baby, they said they're going to keep it for research. At least present us with the opportunity to
Give us our
either
child, man.
decline or accept. You understand? You didn't present us with any of that, and then after now, when they realized my husband demeanor changes, they started telling us that 6 to 8 weeks they can come back for reports. You understand?
What type of report we need when we all see that because them never put the baby in an incubator, because the baby face start get black.
To how
So you know
long they
some
had
oxygen.
her around here.
You
And
have
they
the
said-
child long time around there.
And they said that the child didn't open the eye, but when the child came back, you could see where, like when you're gonna die, your eye,
gapping for the last
you're gapping
year.
for the last year, and the
Because
eye
even our
closed
mouth open
down. They said if you want to bond with the child, and at that point the child was dead.
Why you never give her the child when she was
All right.
alive?
Why when you take out like the child came out, right? We birth the child. Why is it that the child you need to present the child and say, look, no, she's breathing, but we have to take her away now. You understand? Because of medical reasons. But you
Alright.
came out of the room. You went where you went. You did what you did, whether clean, measure, whatever the situation may be, and then you come back with the audacity to say, you didn't even say it, but we saw, we saw that the child was dead. We saw, and then you came in and you're gonna say, mother bond with your child. Oh, you're gonna do that? Oh, you're gonna do that?
You see the same nice nurse who that treat my wife out of this world good. She turned to the same nurse that he in there with my wife and say, like, should I say, call out a road for the, machine to put the baby on. You know, that same nurse turned to the lady and said to her, the baby too young, them not gonna take it. What is the machine there for? What is it there for? You don't try nothing to save the child. That means say on a service on as doctor and whatever, on needed then. And at the same time when I ask them, say, alright, who was the doctor that was administrating to the ward? Them are gonna say, the doctor don't sign in at the ward. So you try to tell me, say, me as a gunman can just walk in and give my wife anything and kill her. The document.
When the event
whatever.
unfolded, a lady came in the room. She was a social worker, if that's the term. And she presented me with a paper. Let's say I can't read. Right? She presented me with a paper with a list of things to do. And she recommended outside counseling, and she recommended a counselor in Portmore here. But what about the fact that I can't read and you give me the paper? You understand what I'm saying? It's like you go through the situation, they just want you to get out of the space so they can put somebody else in that space. You understand? So the event, it went by so quickly. I'm saying all of this to say that they need to treat people better. So often persons die because they don't have the platform to voice whatever they're going through. They need, administration wise, they need to dig up